Hello everyone, Jonas here with another shoutcast for you. Today I actually have Goody, our Terran player, on the left side of the map. On the right side of the map, I'm going to have Faith from Root Gaming, our Protoss player, and it is going to be on Metalopolis. This is going to be a best of 3 series, so hopefully we'll see 3 games, but we'll have to wait and see how these players do to see if it will ever get to that point. But right now we are starting on game number 1. And it is, like I said, going to be on Metalopolis. This map is very, very open. Especially your expansion in here at the bottom right, it can be very easily attacked from a lot of different areas. It's wide open choke, which can be attacked from the bottom here or from the top. Excuse me. And so you have to be very cautious with your expansion there and try to block it off the best as you can. We are going to see Faith actually making its way across the map here and scouting with his probe after building his early pylon there. So a pretty early scout, which is always a good idea to do because you really want to know where your opponent is at. See if it's close positions or cross positions. If it's close positions, you can always get some early aggression out with a couple zealots possibly, or even some stalkers. But it looks like it is going to be cross positions there on the map, so he's going to be able to see this very shortly as well. He's probably going to be able to make it inside the base of Goody here before he builds a supply depot to block this fully off. So he's definitely, it was a good idea that he did actually scout this out so he can get inside Goody's base, and that's exactly what he's going to be able to do. And he's going to try to put some pressure on that SCV, but he does pull out the second SCV, even the third one too, for scouting. And will he throw down a extractor? Sometimes a good idea, especially it makes Goody not go heavy mech. He's going to have to be forced to go bio if he does decide to do that, just because he won't have enough gas to start it off. Goody is going to be able to throw down his refinery and his barracks here first, so doing a very normal opening. No orbital command quite yet, and there goes the extractor actually there, or assimilator there, and there goes the orbital command as well. So Goody's going to come out and get out of that base after throwing that assimilator down, and that marine's going to pop just in the nick of time, but it is going to chase that probe away. Goody's going to be able to come around here, and he's going to be able to get into inside Faith's base here very shortly, and he's going to be able to see that Faith is doing a very standard build, throwing on his cybernetics core now. It's about 50% done there, and throwing on a second gas as well. So going to very standard build is going to be Faith as well, and that SCV is going to be able to scout around and see that exactly what's going on inside the base. Goody is going to be able to finish off his wall and start producing a lot of Marines. No tech lab or reactor yet, and he's going to throw down his factory there and destroy this simulator as fast as he can, because he needs that gas, because it looks like he's going to go ahead and go with a mech type build. Very early though to tell. He might go mech, or he might actually go 1-1-1 and get like a Banshee out for harassment purposes, or we'll just have to wait and see. And that assimilator is going to go down right at this point, so is he going to throw down a refinery right away? We'll have to wait and see. It looks like he is going to, so there goes the second gas as well. So both players are going to be working off one base. Faith is going to be throwing out 2 gateways, and that second gas is already up and going, so Faith is going to be bringing a lot of gas. And no expansion quite yet for Faith. Faith is searching the map right now for just proxies, making sure there's nothing that's going to surprise him down the road. He does have a pylon up here at the top left corner of his base. Be interesting to see if he does something with that pylon, or if he just put in there for scouting purposes. Sometimes it's nice to put those pylons in the back of your base so you can hide buildings just in case of a scan, so the Terran player doesn't know exactly what you're doing. Bunker down for Goody, so Goody's really trying to block off this ramp and make sure he doesn't get attacked by any like 4-gate or any early pressure by 3-gate. And it looks like he is going to be going with a tech lab there for his starport, so he's probably going to be getting some Banshees out. That's usually the standard way of going. We'll see this lift off and land here very shortly as well. What will he do? He is saving up a little bit of a gas here, about 200 gas there, and he's going to go for that cloak right away. So not going for the Banshee first, he is going to be going for that cloak. So getting some cloak Banshees out. It'd be interesting to see if Faith is able to react to this. If he doesn't get a rebox facility out, this can be very bad for him. And he is going to go for a fast expand. Not really fast, but he is going for that expansion fairly early. And we are going to see him throw a box facility down. So if he gets the observer out, this is going to be a waste of minerals. It's still good to get Banshees out on the play because they can be very annoying and very aggressive. And not only that, they do a lot of damage to the the opponent's troops. So I mean, they're definitely a very, very good unit. The only thing that might be a waste is going to be this cloaking ability, but you never know. It just depends on how Faith reacts to this, and if he's able to destroy the Banshees in the time, because you can push them, pull them out right away when the stalkers come up to attack and just micro away. We're going to see a missile turret go down to the front of GoOdy's base as well. So this kind of makes me think he's not going to be expanding for a little while here, just because he's really doing some great defensive buildings up here. I mean, missile turrets are a good idea for a couple reasons. The first reason is also for observers. They can really, make those observers get away. And also, not only that, DTs can be very, very annoying to deal with as a Terran player, and having a couple turns up can actually help out quite a bit. So this Banshee is going to be making its way inside the base here very shortly. Worker count is going to be 29 to 34 in favor of Faith, since he is going to have the 2 expansions. And these stalkers are right in place. There is no observer on the field yet, and he hasn't actually started making one either. So this is actually really bad for Faith. Oh, that observer is up. I'm sorry, my bad. And the observer is going to pop right there and come up and chase this away, possibly destroy it too. It does go down. That was actually kind of a waste of resources there for GoOdy, unfortunately. And we do have a box facility going out as well, so we are going to be able to see some Colossus possibly on the field, and even a second observer coming out, just so he has plenty of observers on the field to deal with those nice little Banshees on the field. Second base up and fully saturated, even the gas saturated as well, so Faith in a great position. The expansion for GoOdy is almost completed here. He's probably going to go Orbital Command first, I'm assuming. Possibly not, we'll have to wait and see. And another factory is going down, so he's going 2 factories and getting lots of siege tanks here. Another Banshee, I think, did fall there, unfortunately, for GoOdy. GoOdy's not able to harass at all with those Banshees early on. And a Colossus is popping out. And a third gateway is going down as well for Faith. So Faith is in a really good position here. And we are going to see that thermal lance actually being upgraded as well for those Colossus, which makes this Colossus very powerful and outrange basically anything. And GoOdy is actually not going to go Orbital Command first. He actually floated this down here to start saturating his expansion. The Orbital Command is actually started now, though, for him. And give me 1 second. I'm going to drink some little water here. I just woke up, so my voice is still trying to get into it. We do have another Banshee on the field. Basically now at this point it's going to be for defensive points. Looks like it actually did some harassment there. It did get hit a little bit there. But it's definitely looking in favor of Faith, unfortunately. Faith is going to have 2 more gateways down his expansion, so he's up to 5 gates. And another Colossus is coming out, so he'll have 2 Colossus on the field. Throwing out a Twilight Console, 2 Forges as well. So he's definitely going to have some nice upgrades. Worker count 41 to 50 now. It's about even, just because there's 3 mules on the field, which is going to even that up in a heartbeat. But Faith is definitely going to be, in my opinion, ahead right now. But it's definitely evening itself out, though. Would like to see GoOdy actually throw down possibly a second expansion here. But he's building another factory, actually 2 more factories, so 4 factories actually out for GoOdy. So going a very, very massive tech route for him. Has the Vikings out to deal with the actual Colossus as well. And we are going to see some Hellions on the field. Going to go around the map to scout for probably expansions to see if there's any hidden expansions out on the map. A couple Stalkers coming out as well to do the same exact thing. So both players really playing macro intensive, not actually doing any type of early aggression. We did have GoOdy try to put some early aggression out, but it did not work at all. An attack 1 and an armor 1 being researched for GoOdy, or for Faith there. So Faith is going to be ahead in the upgrade category as well, since we have Faith not actually doing any upgrades at all. He's going to be throwing that expansion. I really like that idea. He definitely needs to get his economy going here, because he is going to be behind it with the worker count, or he was behind in the worker count. My goodness, he just boosted ahead there, 55 to 48. Wonder if I missed some harassment there. Interesting. And we do have Charge actually on the way as well, so lots of upgrades being done for Faith there. So definitely it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Faith falling behind in the economy now, 1600 to 1400. So Faith definitely needs to expand here very shortly. He was ahead for the long period of the game there, but it's definitely looking good for Goody now. Goody's actually has his expansion up and going as well, his third expansion. He's getting his upgrades now. He's getting 2 armor. He's actually up and going. And he is going to be floating 4 SCVs inside this command center to expand over here at the bottom right corner. And a nice little push coming across the map for Faith though. And it's going to be a pretty good attack, I think. But there's a lot of Colossus out in the field, or a lot of Vikings to deal with these Colossus in the field. But that's a lot of Zealots and Stalkers with only a few siege tanks. He is going to be able to siege it. This is actually a really good defensive move for Goody, because he has 3 siege tanks on the high ground and 3 that can outrange on the low ground as well. So this is going to be very powerful here for this push. But Faith is going to actually go for this. It's going to be very scary, I think, for him. And he does back out there. I think that's a wise decision, because the siege tanks would have wrecked him, especially with Hellions and Marines and all these Vikings in this mix as well. Both players are going to be expanding off of this though. Faith is throwing down his 3rd expansion, while Goody is going to be turning his expansion to Orbital Command, and Artie's mining with lots of mules over on his 3rd expansion. So definitely looking good for Goody now, and even working on his upgrades, armor and attack, getting Thors on the field as well. And we do have actually Faith switching to Immortals here. Army size is going to be about 83 to 93 in favor of Faith at this point, but the worker count is now 70 to 52 in favor of Goody. And we are going to see him go down here with these Hellions, try to scout out. He does see this expansion, but Faith is well aware of this expansion as well. Was spotted by his observer there, and we do have an attack going on. And it is going to force Goody to make his orbital command go to his main base, and this definitely puts him in a really bad position, because he did lose a few mules there and a few workers there. Workers lost shows about 12 workers were lost for him there at that point. So now we do have Faith actually in the command here, having 3 bases to 2, because he was able to actually stop that expansion. It was a really weird choice to expand down there. I would really like to send this one, or even the high yield, just so it's easier for him to defend. The siege tanks are very slow, and getting them in position can be very, very difficult. He was trying to hide that expansion though, but it was definitely found. We are seeing attack 2 and armor 2 being researched for Goody here, and we are going to see just that attack 1 and armor 1 being actually completed for Faith. Ghost on the way as well, Thor's on the way. Worker count is going to show 69 to 64 now, still in favor of Goody, but the problem is, if we look at the economy there, it's definitely going to be in favor of Faith by about 600 minerals per second, or per minute, sorry, just because he has that 3rd expansion there compared to just 2 bases for Goody. And we are going to see Goody, or Faith, just taking the commanding lead with the map here, even throwing down his 4th expansion, or 4th base, 3rd expansion, which is going to be his high yield here. Hellions coming around the map, trying to do as much harassment as possible. Last time they were kind of denied a little bit there by the army, but Faith is going to be going back to his base, being well in position here. These Hellions are going to try to pick off the Stalkers. Definitely going to be a hard matchup for him. He's probably going to be able to destroy 1 Hellion here and buy some time to go pick off this army. And this Stalker needs to back away, or it's going to die. And it is going to back away just in time with a nice little blink action. And these Hellions are going to be destroyed with nothing lost from Faith there. We do have Goody getting in position with his orbital command, taking the high yield, trying to get in position with his siege tanks here on the low ground. And Goody even taking his expansion on the top base as well. So they're taking 2 expansions at the same time. But we are going to see a huge attack with a maxed out army from Faith. I guess he's going to back away there. He does have the Immortals in front, which is a great idea because they don't take too much damage against those siege tank splash. Colossus coming in here to start taking down these Colossus here. Vikings doing a great job, picks off 1 Colossus. Here comes the counter. Colossus are going to, or the the Immortals are in front, but they're dying really fast. Zealots are dying instantly from these Thors. Thor's doing a lot of damage, and these Colossus are getting demolished here. Stalkers pushing up here, but this army is being destroyed from Faith here. Faith is losing a lot. The only thing left is a couple Archons, and they are going to die as well. So lots of siege tanks there, lots of Vikings, and they were able to clean up that army with ease. My goodness. And Goody is going to take a commanding lead now. And here comes the push from Goody. Goody is going to come over here and take out the high yield now. Why aren't you dead yet? Faith asks. Faith definitely was going to be ahead for a long period of the game, but that mech army just demolished his army there. And we are going to see Goody taking down the high yield, push into the other expansions as well. The only thing left really is a really small army from Faith with a couple Immortals there and a couple Stalkers. And we have a maxed out army almost for Goody here that will easily be able to defend this and able to march into the base and destroy Faith's expansion. So we do see Goody just doing a great job showing us how powerful mech can be. And at the same time, we do see Faith actually attacking the Goody's planetary fortress here, and he is going to have a few resources or a few troops up here to be able to try to defend this off. But that planetary fortress is being repaired, and all of his troops are dying up on the top. The only thing that's left really is a few Stalkers and 4 Immortals here that they are easily going to be cleaned up. He did split off with his army to be able to come back and defend this and attack the expansion still. Lots of Zealots being warped in, and they are being actually doing a lot of damage to this army down here. It's probably going to be able to clean this up, but at what cost? Actually not able to even clean this up though. The only thing left is going to be a siege tank, and it's going to die though. So 2 Zealots survive out of that, about 7 or 8 Zealots that warped in, and they were able to block that, defend that off, but the reason why is because we had Goody actually split his forces up. But look at all this coming to him now. Lots of Hellions and lots of tanks, and should easily be able to clean this up once again. We do have both players going for the bases though. Faith actually on the top going for the planetary fortress, while Goody's going for the expansion of Faith. Faith is actually going to back away from attacking and going to go defend. And I don't know if he's going to be able to defend much against this, because this is a very, very devastating army. Especially with all these Zealots in here, they're going to be basically destroyed by the Hellions pretty fast. Siege tanks are able to siege up and are in great position here. And here comes the attack. Lots of Zealots die instantly, and the Immortals are in the back with lots of Stalkers though. Definitely a very good mix from Faith. Faith might actually be able to hold this off possibly. It's going to be very close. All the Thors are dead. The only thing that's left is going to be the siege tanks, and all the Immortals are down though, unfortunately. The RDT's coming in here though. There's no scan yet. There goes the scan. And we are going to see him actually destroy this siege tank line though with these DTs. It's a great job actually blocking that attack off. And if we look at the worker count, 74 to 61 is going to be the worker count. And there's the GG from Faith. Faith knows that he has no chance of staying in this, so he actually gets out of there. And we are going to go on to game number 2 with Goody ahead 1-0. Anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope you keep on coming to my channel, and I hope you keep on enjoying these videos.